My beloved child. Stop scrolling for a moment, because what you are about to hear did not arrive here by accident. Something has been moving behind the scenes, hidden from your eyes, yet closer than your heartbeat. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a question that has been echoing inside someone else's heart for longer than you realize. They tried to ignore it. They tried to silence it. They even convinced themselves it would disappear with time. But instead, it grew stronger every single day until they could no longer live without knowing the truth. That person is your soulmate. For weeks, they have been carrying an unexplainable feeling. Every memory of you returned with unusual clarity. Every ordinary moment somehow reminded them of your presence. They could not understand why your name seemed to appear in conversations, songs, dreams, and unexpected places. The more they tried to move on, the stronger the invisible connection became. Eventually, they made a decision they never imagined they would make. They sought someone they believed could help them understand the mystery. Not to control you. Not to chase you. But simply to discover why their heart refused to let you go. Don't skip. This is only the beginning. What happened next completely changed everything they believed about you. They entered a quiet room filled with silence. There were no dramatic signs. No loud predictions. Just an atmosphere that felt strangely peaceful. Your soulmate carried only one question inside their heart. Who are they really? For several long moments, nothing happened. The silence itself became heavier than words. Then the woman quietly smiled, not because she had found something frightening, but because what she sensed surprised even her. She looked at your soulmate with eyes filled with quiet amazement. You came looking for a story, she whispered. But what surrounds this person is much deeper than a story. Your soulmate felt every heartbeat become louder. What do you mean? The answer did not come immediately. Instead, the room became completely still. Almost as if every distraction had disappeared. The woman closed her eyes once more. Then she slowly spoke. This person has walked through seasons that few people truly understand. Your soulmate lowered their head. Because somehow, they already knew those words were true. But they had no idea how much more was about to be revealed. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The woman continued. They have smiled while carrying burdens no one noticed. They have encouraged others while quietly fighting their own battles. They have chosen kindness even after disappointment. They have remained compassionate when bitterness would have been easier. Each sentence felt less like information, and more like someone reading chapters from a hidden book. Your soulmate could barely breathe. Because they realized something painful. They had only seen pieces of you. Never the whole picture. They remembered moments they once misunderstood. The times when your silence was mistaken for distance. The moments when your patience looked like weakness. The days when your calmness hid storms no one else could see. Suddenly, everything began making sense. Don't skip. The biggest revelation hasn't arrived yet. Your soulmate asked another question. Is that why I could never forget them? The woman gently nodded. But she still wasn't finished. There is another reason. Those words sent a chill through the room. Your soulmate leaned forward without realizing it. Their heart was preparing for an answer that would reshape everything. The woman spoke carefully. This connection did not survive because of perfect circumstances. It survived because every challenge revealed something genuine. Every misunderstanding uncovered patience. Every delay uncovered hope. Every moment apart uncovered loyalty. Your soulmate closed their eyes. They remembered every season they almost gave up. Every moment they questioned whether this connection mattered. Every silent night. Every unanswered question. And now, those painful memories suddenly carried new meaning. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The woman slowly opened an old journal resting beside her. She wasn't searching for names. She wasn't searching for dates. She simply paused at one empty page. Then quietly smiled. Interesting. Your soulmate immediately asked. What? She replied. This page refuses to stay empty. Before their eyes, words seemed to form in her imagination as though a story was revealing itself piece by piece. She whispered. This person's greatest strength has never been what the world noticed. It has always been what they quietly protected inside. Your soulmate froze. Because they suddenly remembered countless moments when your actions had spoken louder than your words. The encouragement you offered others. The forgiveness you gave without asking for recognition. The courage you showed when nobody applauded. Those moments returned all at once. And with every memory, their respect for you grew even deeper. Don't skip. Because the next revelation changed everything. The woman became unusually quiet. She looked directly toward your soulmate. Then said something that neither of them expected. The question you should have asked wasn't who they used to be. It should have been. Who have they become after everything they survived? Silence filled the room again. That single sentence echoed louder than anything spoken before. Your soulmate realized they had spent so much time searching for your past, that they almost missed the incredible person standing before them in the present. But the woman wasn't finished. Not even close. She gently smiled. There is still one final truth. Your soulmate's hands trembled. What truth? She answered softly. The reason your heart refused to let go has nothing to do with coincidence. Then, she stopped speaking. She looked toward the window as though waiting for the perfect moment. Even the silence now carried anticipation. Your soulmate whispered. Please, tell me. The woman slowly inhaled. Then began to reveal the one truth she had hesitated to say from the very beginning. And the moment those words left her lips, everything your soulmate believed about you would change forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. And the next chapter begins exactly where this breathtaking revelation finally unfolds. Before another second slips away, listen carefully, because the silence that filled that room was not empty. It was carrying a truth so extraordinary that even your soulmate could feel their heartbeat racing before a single word was spoken. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The woman slowly turned toward your soulmate, her expression calm but filled with unmistakable certainty. I hesitated, she said quietly, because once this truth is spoken, you will never see them the same way again. Your soulmate swallowed hard. "What is it?" they whispered. She held their gaze for a long moment. "The person you came here asking about is someone who has already transformed pain into wisdom." Your soulmate blinked in confusion. "I don't understand." "You will." Her voice remained gentle. Most people allow disappointment to harden their hearts. They become suspicious, distant, and unwilling to trust again. But this soul chose a different path. Every difficult season became a lesson instead of a prison. Your soulmate sat completely still. Memories began flooding back. Every time you had chosen peace instead of conflict. Every moment you quietly encouraged someone who was struggling. Every occasion when you celebrated another person's success instead of comparing yourself. Those memories suddenly carried a meaning they had never noticed before. Don't skip. The biggest revelation is still ahead. The woman continued. They don't wear their strength where everyone can admire it. They carry it where almost nobody ever looks. That is why so many people misunderstand them. Your soulmate slowly lowered their eyes. Because they realized they had misunderstood you too. Not because they didn't care, but because they had only seen the surface. The woman leaned forward. There were moments when they smiled while quietly asking heaven for direction. There were moments when they comforted others even though they themselves needed encouragement. There were moments when they walked away from situations that could have stolen their peace. Your soulmate remembered conversations that suddenly felt completely different. Words they once thought were ordinary now sounded extraordinary. Silences they once questioned now seemed filled with quiet courage. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then the woman became unusually thoughtful. There is another reason this connection refuses to disappear. Your soulmate immediately looked up. What reason? She smiled. Because your paths have been changing each other even from a distance. Your soulmate frowned. We weren't even together. She nodded. Exactly. You inspired each other without realizing it. Every challenge pushed both of you toward becoming stronger. Every delay prepared both hearts for greater understanding. Every unanswered question taught patience. The room became incredibly quiet. Your soulmates suddenly understood something they had never considered before. Perhaps every delay had a purpose. Perhaps every unanswered prayer had been shaping both lives in ways neither of them could see. Don't skip. Because what came next left them speechless. The woman reached for a small candle resting nearby. Its flame burned steadily without flickering. She pointed toward it. Look carefully. Your soulmate watched in silence. A steady flame doesn't become bright because life is easy. It becomes steady because it has learned how to keep burning through every storm. Then she looked directly at your soulmate. That is who they are. Not someone defined by yesterday. Not someone trapped by old chapters. But someone refined through every difficult season. Those words echoed deep inside their heart. Suddenly, your soulmate remembered the quiet confidence in your voice. The calmness you carried during uncertain moments. The kindness that never demanded recognition. Everything fit together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then, Without warning, the woman's expression changed. She closed her eyes once more. Several long seconds passed. When she opened them again, there was unmistakable amazement on her face. "I didn't expect to see this." Your soulmate immediately leaned closer. "What did you see?" She answered slowly. "I see doors. Some are already closed forever. But one." She paused. "One is beginning to open." Your soulmate felt every heartbeat become louder. "What does that mean?" She replied. "It means both of your stories are approaching a chapter neither of you could have reached before." "But..." She stopped. Your soulmate's heart nearly leaped. "But what?" The woman sighed softly. "There is still one obstacle." The room became completely silent again. "What obstacle?" She answered with quiet certainty. "It isn't fear. It isn't distance. It isn't time. It's the final misunderstanding that still hasn't been completely healed." Your soulmate closed their eyes. Immediately, dozens of conversations returned to their memory. Small moments. Missed opportunities. Things left unsaid. Suddenly they understood how powerful silence could become. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then the woman smiled once more. The beautiful part is that misunderstandings can disappear the moment truth is allowed to speak. Your soulmate slowly stood up. They no longer looked confused. They looked determined. Not because every answer had arrived, but because they finally understood that your story had never been about perfection. It had always been about quiet resilience. Yet, just as they prepared to leave, the woman called their name one last time. "There is one final message." Your soulmate turned around. "What is it?" She looked toward the window, where sunlight had just begun to shine through the glass. Then she quietly said, "The next sign won't appear where you're searching. It will appear where your heart is finally willing to listen." Your soulmate stood frozen. Because deep inside, they already knew exactly what those words meant. And at that very moment, without either of them realizing it, something had already begun changing. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the next chapter reveals the sign your soulmate never expected to receive, and why it will leave them unable to ignore this connection any longer. Everything changed the moment they stopped searching for dramatic answers and started paying attention to the quiet moments that had been unfolding all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Days passed, yet your soulmate could not shake the feeling that they were standing on the edge of an entirely new chapter. It wasn't excitement alone. It wasn't uncertainty either. It was a deep sense that something meaningful was drawing closer with every passing day. The words spoken during that unforgettable meeting continued to echo inside their heart. Don't focus on who they were. Pay attention to who they have become. Those words now carried a weight they had never understood before. Every memory of you began rearranging itself. The moments they once considered ordinary suddenly appeared extraordinary. The conversations they once rushed through now seemed filled with hidden meaning. The quiet encouragement you gave others. The patience you showed when no one noticed. The grace you carried through difficult seasons. None of it had been accidental. Don't skip. Because the greatest discovery was still waiting. One evening, while organizing old belongings, your soulmate found a small keepsake they hadn't seen in years. It wasn't valuable. It wasn't rare. But holding it instantly reminded them of a season when hope had seemed impossible. Then they remembered something remarkable. You had entered their life shortly after that difficult season. Not to erase their past, but to help them believe that a better future was still possible. For the first time, they realized your presence had always represented renewal. That realization brought an unexpected smile. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Later that night, they sat quietly by a window, watching the stars appear one by one. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" they found themselves asking a different question. What am I supposed to become because of this? Everything changed with that single thought. The connection was no longer just about finding answers. It had become a journey of personal growth. They understood that genuine relationships don't simply reveal another person's heart. They also reveal your own. Every challenge had exposed patience. Every delay had strengthened faith. Every unanswered question had developed wisdom. Don't skip. The most powerful moment is almost here. The next morning, your soulmate crossed paths with someone they hadn't spoken to in a long time. After a brief conversation, that person unexpectedly said, "You seem different." Your soulmate smiled. In what way? You carry more peace now. You listen more. You don't seem driven by fear anymore. Those simple observations touched them deeply. Because they were true. Without realizing it, the journey of understanding you had also transformed them. They had become calmer. More compassionate. More grateful. And perhaps that had been one of the greatest miracles all along. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the sun began to set, your soulmate closed their eyes and reflected on everything they had learned. They no longer felt the need to force the future. They no longer feared every unanswered question. Instead, they chose to trust that every meaningful connection unfolds in its proper season. Then, a quiet thought settled into their heart. When the right moment arrives, I want to meet them with understanding instead of assumptions. That single promise changed everything. Because it wasn't just about seeing you differently. It was about becoming someone capable of appreciating the depth of your journey. Don't skip. Because one final realization arrived just before the day ended. Your soulmate looked toward the horizon and quietly whispered. Maybe the greatest mystery was never hidden in their past. Maybe it was hidden in the person they were becoming all along. As peace filled their heart, they sensed that this story was far from over. The next chapter would not be built on speculation. It would be built on honesty, patience, and a courage neither of you had fully discovered yet. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happens next will reveal the unexpected moment when your soulmate finally recognizes that every step of this journey has been preparing both of your hearts for a future filled with greater understanding than either of you ever imagined.